Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kyler Wilson.
I'm Monica Kasuri.
And this is another episode of FilmRants.
When a king a story for the Foot Clan. We ain't got time to do that because we wrote this today. Man, no fight.
Why can't I remember the name of the movie I'm reviewing? Hey.
S-H-E, she.
This is our fourth episode of FilmRants, and if you haven't figured out yet, what we try to do is review a film that is generally considered good by public and critic standards, and kind of find that one thing that makes it ludicrous and makes the whole thing come crumbling down.
Well, this episode is going to fall under a different category. It's going to be under our serious offender category. This is a film so bad we aren't sure what exactly to even focus on.
That movie today is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The remake, not the original 1990 masterpiece, of course. This movie grossed about $500 million, and it earned a very, very meager, pitiful 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, which, I've got to say, they totally earned it. That being said, we've got a job to do. So, here comes Monica with her 2-minute or less spoiler-free review.
When a kingpin threatens New York City, a group of mutated warrior turtles must emerge from the shadows to protect their home.
That is the description straight from IMDb's website. It's a piss-poor description in my opinion, which means one of two things. Either A,
they didn't watch the film, or B,
the guy who wrote it got to the end of the film and said, fuck it. When a kingpin threatens. Anyways, Monica, what'd you think of the film?
I didn't care for the story. I found it to be a little bit lacking in the beginning throughout to the end. I found myself blacking out throughout the movie, not paying attention whatsoever. The Foot Clan was weak. Shredder was completely overdone. And overall, I just found this movie just to be kind of boring.
Yeah, I 100% agree. This movie was clumsy, dim-witted, unintelligible. The studio obviously didn't give a shit, so I don't understand why the hell we're supposed to. The acting was bad. The action is bad. The story is bad. The CG is terrible. There may be like 2 funny moments in this movie.
I'm sorry, that came across super creepy, okay? We will find you though.
I can tell you the exact moment that I had questions. When I purchased this DVD, and this was a part of it, and then I unpackaged it, and I opened it up, and out fell this little sheet of paper. And when I looked at it, I went, oh, they just want to sell me merchandise, because merchandise has 1,000% markup. This is going to be a great film. Would you recommend it to a friend?
Skip it.
Absolutely. I mean, 100% pass.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, guys, you know what's up next. That's the end of our spoiler-free portion of FilmRants. Up next is our spoiler-full portion. If you haven't seen this film, don't worry about it. It's not worth seeing anyway. You can continue to watch us. In fact, the movie's really, it's so bad that if you went and watched it twice back to back, I'm pretty certain you'd be convinced you just watched 2 different films.
The movie opens up with a series of montagey, comic book-like slides, and the turtles' weapons floating in midair, cutting and bashing things. This is all accompanied by the voiceover from Splinter, who's the turtles' father rat, voiced by Tony Shalhoub, explaining everything that the filmmaker's too lazy to show us on screen. Then we get introduced to April O'Neil, who is a reporter trying to find a story on the Foot Clan. Unfortunately for April, she is played by Megan Fox. And Megan Fox is quoted as saying, I have to make 1 movie a year because I have to invest in their future and I have to be able to pay their way through college and be able to provide for them. In other words, no, this is not Megan Fox's breakthrough role as April O'Neil because Megan Fox just doesn't give a fuck. Anyways, April O'Neil goes looking for a story on the Foot Clan and comes to a shipping yard. And we get to see no action in this action movie, and she gets her first indication that there is a vigilante out there protecting the city. She presents zero evidence of this to her boss and somehow doesn't get immediately fired.
At the docks in Brooklyn last night.
O'Neill, I'm gonna assume that you would not come up here and tell us this fantastic story without some tangible proof.
Then the Foot Clan attacks again, and April is there, again. And we get to see more no action in this action film, and she tracks the vigilante up to the roof where we find out that it is the turtles. So, Miss Botox runs home because seeing giant mutant turtles jogs her memory, and after she goes through some of her old things, she finds out that...
And these are my little turtles, Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello.
Oh my god, these are totally the turtles that I cared for as a little girl. Like, oh my fucking god. Seriously? That's fucking shitty. Why? Why? Oh, so stupid. Oh, why? No, 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 no. It don't work that way. And if you think I'm joking, I'm fucking not. This is a part of the movie. This is the part of the plot. And that doesn't just stop there. Her time in the lab ends up being a central part of the film, along with her dad, William Fichtner, and Shredder. But more on that later.
So, April goes back to her boss,
Turtles?
again,
Well, they don't look like
with no
turtles
proof,
because they are
again,
turtles.
and tries to
They're
convince
over
her
6 feet
that
tall and they
this time
speak
there are
English.
4 vigilantes and that they're 6-foot tall turtles. And oddly enough, this movie actually allows Whoopi Goldberg to do what a normal human being would do.
I just want to be clear. You are now telling me that there are 4 6-foot talking turtles walking around New York City and no one has seen them but you?
That's what I'm telling you.
I don't mean to laugh. But is there anything else we should know about them?
They're ninjas,
I'm sorry, what?
and they do karate.
Okay, get out.
So she gets fired, and rightfully so. She goes to talk to Sax, who I understand that he's been in the film this entire time, actually, but it doesn't matter. It just, quite frankly, doesn't matter. Sax is a CEO and a very famous scientist, and the movie has gone out of its way trying to convince us that he's not a bad guy, even though he obviously is and has been ever since they announced his name. Anyways, she goes to explain to him what she's found because he was a part of the original research that created the turtles. Sax basically divulges his entire evil plan to April, and she doesn't even get it, like the rest of the audience does. And why not? Because she's played by Megan Fox. So, Sax goes and tells Shredder what O'Neill just told Sax, and Shredder goes to find the turtles. Shredder fucks up Splinter and kidnaps 3 of the turtles, then books. Raphael goes after Shredder with April and this guy, who's been trying to fuck April since the very beginning of the movie. And together they save the turtles. They end up sliding down a mountain back to New York and end up in a rooftop battle with Shredder. I'm not even kidding, that is the pacing of this film. We just went from the city to the snowy mountains and back to the city on top of a roof in a single sentence. And the turtles save the day and cowabunga!
Now, as we said, this movie falls under our serious offender category. That means there isn't just one thing to focus on.
That being said, everything from here on out is pretty much going to be us destroying this film.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
Now, before you go off saying that this movie was clearly intended for children, I urge you to look at one thing. Take this DVD case that I hope you didn't buy, turn it over, and look at the little rating logo right here. And that says PG-13. That's the same rating as the Titanic. I'm judging it by the same standards. First, you know if you start a movie off with this much exposition, it's gonna be bad.
We wondered why they hid Splinter in the previews. Then we saw him.
Enough! You disobeyed a direct order. Why did you?
Oh my god, is that a fucking rat?
Who at the studio approved that? That was disgusting. Then there's April. Here's what April O'Neil looks like. Any 80s or 90s kid can kind of give you a rough generic description of what April O'Neil is and who she is and what she looks like. Here's what April O'Neil looked like in 1990's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, starring Judith Hoag. Hell, here's what sexy April O'Neil looks like being drawn by some random dude. And you know what none of that looks like? This.
There's a vigilante in this city and no one knows, but I do.
And why did they make her such an idiot?
There is no more froth and foam for me.
No more froth or foam for me. No more froth and 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 foam for me.
So hard hit by the Foot's crime wave. Years ago, my life was touched by tragedy.
Again, why are they trying to hide the fact that William Fichtner's a bad guy? Before I even knew what this movie was going to be about, I saw William Fichtner's name and I went, bad guy.
Shredder says society believes that the Foot Clan is a myth. Except,
You don't think that every crime reporter in the city isn't trying to work this Foot Clan story?
I just saw a Foot Clan attack. It's a vigilante that is fighting back against the Foot Clan.
This city greatly improves its chances of bringing the Foot Clan to justice.
But society wants to reduce the Foot Clan to a myth.
Shredder says,
No one will stop us in our quest to reclaim victory.
but victory in what? What is this character's motivation? There is none.
again, we hear her speak.
I just wanted to tell you that your words really resonated with me.
I just wanted to say your words truly resonated with me. I really feel like she had a hard time trying to say that. Resonated. Resonated.
Bitch, you ain't that skinny.
You! Stand up!
But wait, I'm filming.
It takes almost 19 minutes for the turtles to even show up in a movie named after them, and there's still zero discernible action. God, the turtles look fucking terrible.
I was okay with the initial design, but yeah, these look kind of bad.
At some point, the studio actually decided that this looked better and was more affordable than this. Our point is the CG is terrible in this film.
Can you hear me? Do you know what city you're in?
Why did they make Donatello Pat from SNL?
What an exquisitely lazy day.
I don't know if y'all remember, but Google it if you have a chance.
No self-respecting reporter would go to their boss with zero evidence, especially more than once. Unless that self-respecting reporter were played by Megan Fox. And come on, man. Did you guys really write a story that hinges on this one reporter being a child that took care of 4 turtles and 1 rat that were being experimented on by her father and her father's partner? A partner that was secretly working with Shredder the whole time, and the father was taken care of by the partner, but not before having the building set on fire, and it just so happens that the little girl was there to save the 4 turtles and 1 rat and deliver them to the sewer where they would grow for the rest of their lives until the little girl grew up to become the reporter who starts investigating Shredder's Foot Clan, which pulls us full circle to her dad's partner, who we knew was a bad guy all along? Sigh.
I submit to you.
God, Splinter looks like shit.
Oh my god, is that a fucking rat?
And Tony Shalhoub did zero to help this movie. In fact, in a lot of ways, I think he hurt it. At the end of the day, why was this not good? That looks great.
Instead, we get a shitty version of Iron Man 3's Mandarin.
Oh my god, is that a fucking rat?
The Mandarin. You saw it, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Would all of those other great reporters that you worked with, would they have put it to bed?
I'd put you to bed.
No, it's April O'Neil who is in danger.
Oh, who cares?
Listen.
Is this the Matrix?
Oh my god, is that a fucking rat?
And then I found a way.
No, you fucking didn't.
That's not even intimidating. In fact, that's one of the least badass things I've ever heard anybody say. Just curious here, but what happens when the city workers come down to just do maintenance and shit like that? Introducing Megatron!
How the hell does this guy get around the city without attracting any attention?
Are you really telling me that no one sees this giant convoy of Foot Clan taking up this entire alleyway with these giant 6-foot tall turtles?
wow, Michael Bay. You just couldn't resist, could you?
For those of you curious, Project Almanac is a real movie, also produced by Michael Bay. It's about a group of teens that discover secret plans of a time machine and construct one. However, things start to get out of control. I'm betting it will be at least as good as Transformers 4, but probably not quite the quality of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
O'Neill explains everything, hoping this dude is going to listen, when instead she should have just opened with,
I'm sorry. How did he get in the...
because ninjas.
So let me get this straight. Fichtner has this plan. Have an antidote. Release a disease. Sell that antidote. Get rich. This is like the richest dude in the city. I mean, he's the richest dude that this movie shows us for damn sure. Look at that house. What motivation does he have for more money? I mean, I understand people do crazy shit for money, okay? I'm sure Bill Gates has his demons. But for the love of God, this rich dude is not going to destroy the population of New York so that he can get a few more bucks.
Oh, come on!
Are you fucking serious? This machine designed to drain these turtles' blood has an adrenaline shot button?
I think we should move.
An adrenaline shot button.
We're bulletproof.
Of course you are, why not? Doesn't explain why you aren't also needle-proof and cut-proof, but whatever.
I've always wanted to try this!
Oh no, you fucking haven't.
If you're going to do an insane action sequence like this, why try to ground your movie in reality in the first place?
O'Neill, what are you doing?
That's what I'm talking about, something I can get behind. Yeah, probably had that one coming.
In here.
You're a complicated chick.
Oh, that is the most one-dimensional female character I've seen in a movie since the 20s.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You killed my father.
Did you not listen to Splinter when he was telling you the story about your father burning down a lab?
Oh good, she finally has a purpose.
I love you guys so much!
Raph? We made it.
You know what movie did that better?
Fuck it! I'm gay! Thank God above we're alive! We're alive, we're gonna make it!
Oh yay, sequels. Thanks for stopping by again, guys. Catch us same time next week.
Please give us a like and subscribe below. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
Bing bam boom. What'd you think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Let's do this. Bing bam boom. How much did you hate this movie? We're bulletproof!
Like that's what he said. To protect their home. Your mama's house.